Hi everybody, it's time to get after another one of these videos where we're looking at it, and this one is going to be presented by Reese Crane, so go ahead and check this out.
Okay, so this is my assignment for Chapter 6, Introduction to Inferential Statistics, Sampling and Sampling Distribution. I'm actually coming to you from St. George Island in Florida. We're on vacation this week, and I've had some internet issues down here. The storm that's developing off the coast has affected our internet, so it's Thursday morning. I should have had this in yesterday, but we've got internet right now, so I'm going to go ahead and get this turned in.
I need to tell you, just as a matter of fact, Reese's grade will neither be improved or reduced for having done this on vacation in Florida.
Sampling and sampling distribution. So the research scenario I came up with was that police administrators are concerned with the low level of retention of highly educated police officers at a local sheriff's office. This is a study that I was actually a part of at my previous employment. It's kind of why I went with this research study instead of the, I think the one suggested on the assignment was a college campus, but this was kind of one I had a little bit of familiarity with, so I hope it's okay. But police administrators concerned with low level of retention of highly educated police officers. So they've asked researchers to examine why the agency is having difficulty keeping professional and educated personnel. Researchers specifically want to find out if job satisfaction correlates with the education level of officers. So the independent variable would be the education level of officers at the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, past employer. And the dependent variable would be job satisfaction. So how well are officers satisfied at their job? Study population, our agency was 335 police officers. We didn't include administrative people or non-certified support personnel. We just stuck with the certified officers. So that was our study population. And then our method for determining satisfaction is going to be through a survey that's going to be administered to a sample of the study population. So we're going to use probability sampling to obtain a representative sample of the study population. And we're going to use the Epsom method, which is the equal probability of selection method, to ensure that we get a good sample of the department, the agency, that would be reflective of the overall population. So we got a list of officers from the sheriff's office, certified officers. We've got their names and their badge numbers. One thing I did think about while doing this is that the badge numbers are assigned in order from date of hire, and badge numbers are never issued twice. So the lower the badge number an individual would have, it would mean the more years they had with their agency, and that will come into play here in a second. So I looked at simple random sampling, but I felt like that was going to be too random. It wouldn't take into account years of service. Researchers may have too many older officers or too many newer officers. It stands to reason you're going to have less older officers, mostly because of retirement and things like that. So I felt like the random sampling would just not really give us a good sample of the population. Because it is just kind of a flip of the coin. You might get too many young officers, too many older officers, and wouldn't be a good use of that sampling tool. I looked at systematic random sampling. I felt like it was also going to be difficult to use because, again, you're going to have less officers on one end of the list than the other in terms of years of service. And, of course, they're going to have different opinions, whether you've been at an agency 20 years or 5 years, as to your level of satisfaction. So officers with 20 to 30 years, like I said, with the lower badge numbers, would likely be underrepresented because you just wouldn't have as many of them. So I felt like that one probably wasn't a good use of systematic random sampling. Cluster sampling, I didn't really feel like that was a good fit because the study population I felt like was a manageable number. We're not talking about all officers in all agencies or all officers even in Hamilton County or all officers in the state. We're talking about all officers with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. So I felt like cluster probably wasn't a good fit. Stratified random sampling I felt like was probably the best option here. It could be used to obtain representativeness. We're going to divide the officers up based on years of service. You got 25 to 30 years, 20 to 25, 15 to 20, 10 to 15, 5 to 10, and 0 to 5 years of service. And then we'll take a select number of officers from, and those officers will comprise our sample group. And so I like that to give us the best overall representation. So here's a couple of graphics I put together. These numbers are not necessarily accurate. They're just kind of here for example purposes. But by doing it this way, we were able to determine that there is some correlation between education level and job satisfaction. The numbers at the bottom would represent levels of satisfaction and dissatisfaction. And then on the left-hand side, we've got all of our degrees listed there. And you can kind of see that the chart shows that the higher the level of education, the higher the level of satisfaction within the chosen profession seems to be. And we put this in a line, kind of a line chart also. And you can see here kind of the same thing. The levels of satisfaction are going to be on the left-hand side, numbered. We've got a numerical score on that from 0 to 16. And then we look at GED, diploma, 2 years, college, associates, bachelor's, and master's. And you can see again, as the education level rises on the bottom, so does the level of satisfaction with the department. So that's just kind of an example of sampling, and I feel like stratified sampling could be used in a study such as this to really show level of satisfaction and also level of education. And the idea that the researchers have, or that the agency has, that with an increase in education level, there's also an increase in job satisfaction, which, hopefully would increase job performance as well. So that's what I've got. And like I say, we'll do this again soon, but hopefully you guys are staying safe and you have a good rest of the week. Thanks.
So that was great. I love the way that you weeded out the different techniques for sampling, going from random to cluster, and then of course stratify. That was really, really cool. The way that went down. And of course, the officer satisfaction thing is very interesting. One thing that wasn't mentioned here, and just kind of struck me as curious, might be that just the level of power in the core would seem to increase your job satisfaction. The less educated you are, I don't know, there's just that intervening variable that possibly your level of in grade, what do you call, your grade level, so to speak. So that's just one thing to figure out. By the way, I've decided to go ahead and dock Reese a few points for being on vacation while I was doing this, because I feel kind of sad that I wasn't actually on vacation, and nor am I on vacation right now. I'm in the downtown Dahlonega D2L studios slaving away while he was out in Florida having fun. What kind of fairness is that? Anyway, I'm kidding. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Bye-bye.